Ishabod and Guru in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Where, ladies and gentlemen, finally, I got my beard trimmed, and finally, I could, die in peace. Yes. So, what do we have here for you tonight? Well, today, sorry, we got a statement from Daniel Ek, as you can see already on the screen. We're going to talk about this whole statement about the Daniel Ek. I'm going to give a little bit of peace of my mind. Of course, we're going to talk about certain transfer targets and bad news, very, very bad news for Martin Odegaard's Arsenal pursuit, or Arsenal's Martin Odegaard pursuit, I'm sorry. So, as we of course speak about it, there's some bad news as well. Some really decent history, or rather different news about Aubameyangs' new tattoo, which he got down in the lockdown, breaching all the rules of the social distancing. And of course, Ian Wright has a message for Arsenal owners. Indirect message, actually takes a dig. So let's just jump into it. So as we already mentioned, there were news that Daniel Ek has not made a bid for Arsenal. It's all false news. Stop getting into that false alarms that there wasn't any bid. So here's the accurate Daniel Ek tweeted out. It has almost more than 10k retweets. So Daniel Ek says, following reports today, I want to correct the record with attached statement. So he says, inaccurate reports emerged today saying I have not made a bid for Arsenal Football Club. I think it's important to correct the record this week. An offer was made to both Josh Kroenke and their bankers that included fan ownership, representation at the board, and a golden share for the supporters. They replied that they don't need the money. I respect their decision but remain interested and available should that situation ever change. So Daniel Ek wants to be a forever chasing Arsenal's ownership whenever that changes. I'll tell you what do I think about this. I think if I have a business which is running good, if I'm making good money out of it, the only thing that Stan Kroenkes are not doing is properly spending and backing a proper manager. That's number one. Number two is they went into that European Super League. That was actually wrong. That's number two. Number third, that the owners of Arsenal are doing wrong is that their involvement, as you could see yesterday, the son of rijoiace, the owner of Leicester City, was present. Of course, I've seen Stan Kroenke present when Arsene Wenger's last FA Cup victory. I know that, but still, I mean, there needs to be more involvement in terms of more interviews, more insights as to what he believes. I think that makes a little bit the ownership much more, it gives a more connect towards the fans. That plus officially I would want the Kroenkes to spend a lot and back a manager like, he should be back. So here's the thing, if Kroenkes do that, they don't need to sell Arsenal. If that changes Arsenal's fortunes, why would you seek another owner? I mean, if Arsenal go and get Champions League football with a good amount of investment in the summer, I don't think so these fans will ever remember of the whole European Super League. Kroenke knows that. Kroenke clearly knows that, and see, he doesn't need money. Why would he sell? I mean, he's not someone like who's wanting to sell because he needs money. I mean, Kroenke's have ample amount of money. Why would they sell a profit-making company? Like, it just does not make any goddamn sense. So, moving on, so talks over a free transfer move to the Emirates for Bertrand have intensified in the last few days, according to Mail Sport and Adrian J. Kajumba. Now he believes that way. So, yeah, let's move on to the story behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's recent tattoo. So his new tattoo on his arm, walking, is actually a forearm. So the new tattoo, which suggests that him, walking out of the Emirates Stadium pitch with his two children after signing his contract extension with Arsenal earlier this season. That is what it means. So that's a real photo, as you could see. That's the beauty of this. It's really great to see Aubameyang breaking the social distancing protocols to get a tattoo like this. Memorable, isn't it? Yeah, that was sarcasm. Moving on, so Ian Wright has taken a dig at Arsenal ownership, Stan Kroenke, after Leicester's FA Cup triumph. Now Ian Wright aimed a verbal jab at Stan Kroenke. Well, he expressed that watching Leicester City owner Ayavat Srivaddhanaprabha celebrate winning the FA Cup gave him a feeling of jealousy, as he suggested Stan Kroenke wouldn't show the same level of enthusiasm or care about the club. Now, Ian Wright has never hidden his feelings about Kroenke's ownership of the club and clearly felt his club was missing as he watched Srivadana Prabha celebrate the win. Now, we all know that Foxes were cheered by 10,000 of their own fans, and the goal from Yuri Tielemans was the only one that separated them. So, as he mentioned that, tell you what, look at him with the players, with the manager, the jealousy I feel knowing an owner can be like that. It's honestly, it breaks my heart. Well, not only that, well, here's another news that is, of course, regarding Ian Wright. Now, Ian Wright actually threatened to walk off from BBC's FA Cup final coverage after Gary Lineker aired his 1993 music video. Now, Wright joked about leaving about his timeless attempt at pop stardom was shown on TV. He says, "No, why are you showing this? I'm going. I'm not staying. Get it off." Lineker returned the favor on Wright after footage of the BBC presenters awkward dancing and miming along in an England Euro 88 song. So you could see that happening as well. So Gary Lineker, that's cruel, bro. That's I just can't take that anymore. Oh my god, yes. So moving on, what do we have for you guys? So here's a big update about Zinedine Zidane not making into Real Madrid and actually leaving. So I cannot imagine Zinedine Zidane without Real Madrid, because the way he has got the best out of his tactics and the best out of this squad, because their injury list, the team is a train wreck. I mean, literally Toni Kroos is now self-isolating, plus lots of players getting out injured. The Sanitas are really sanitizing the whole squad for some weird reason. So what is it? So Zinedine Zidane has once again refused to guarantee being a Real Madrid boss next season, while his future with the La Liga giants could have an impact on Arsenal, who are keen to sign Martin Odegaard permanently, but the attacking midfielder will almost certainly be affected if Zidane stays at the Bernabeu, chooses to leave or is sacked. But as reports in Spain claim that Zidane was poised to quit Real Madrid for a second time as manager this season. However, the Frenchman has laughed off such suggestions. He says, "I'm sorry, I know what I say is boring, but it's true. I don't know what will happen." In a news conference on Saturday, to ESPN says, "I'm here. Tomorrow we play. Then we have one game left. After that, anything could happen because this is Real Madrid. I don't look at the past or future. It's the present." With that said, Zidane appears to have fueled speculation about his future when discussing his track record for surprise departures. Not only did he leave Real Madrid after winning, we all know that. So he says, so could history repeat itself again? He says, "You could talk about me leaving in 2006 and as a coach in 2018. And you might think I walk away from responsibility or I leave when things get complicated, but no, never. What I do is give everything to the end, and then the moment comes to change, not just for me, for the good of players too. I don't leave because it's easy. No, there are moments when you have to stay and others when it's finished and you have to go, but not just for me, for everyone." Now the problem is there are lots of things happening. Marcelo not being offered a new contract, lots of things that are not working Zidane's way. But in January, during the January transfer window, Zidane had to say about Odegaard. He says Odegaard, he wanted to leave. We talked 2-3 times about it. He wanted to play and I told him to stay and fight for his place. I wanted him back from his loan and I told him to stay because the season is still very long and he would have his chances. But he wanted to leave and play. I really wanted him in my squad. So Odegaard chose otherwise, didn't he? So moving on, Arsenal have put up a price tag for Joe Willock. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal have put up a price tag that people would not like about it, especially, Newcastle won't. So according to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal will demand £30 million, 3-0, from any permanent deal involving Joe Willock. Now, promising midfielder has been impressing since the loan spell at Newcastle, scoring in 5 consecutive Premier League games that he's played, and he scored against some big wigs, man. It's City, the penalty miss and then the rebound. He's just made things happen. So it looks really good for Joe Willock as things stand. So Arsenal and Man United are offered Buendia and Aaron's Hope. The prospect of selling stars turns doesn't scare Norwich ahead of their return to the Premier League, says the club's sporting director Stuart Webber, with the likes of Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Manchester United and Bayern Munich offering hope in pursuit of Emi Buendia and Max Aarons. Those at Carrow Road will not stand in the way of any player that receives a suitable offer from an off-the-scale club, despite Norwich promotion to the Premier League for next season. So if Arsenal want to buy their players, go get them. That's as simple as that. So with this, I end this episode. So it was a fun FA Cup final. I think tough luck Chelsea, but yeah, that was that. So if you want to see daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. 27th of May, we are getting a journalist to answer your transfer news questions. So stay tuned for that. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.